here we go.
Yeah.
It's
Hot
like,
dog.
"Ah."
I heard somebody at Guitar Center today talking about the music from Fallout. They're like, "Oh, that old spaghetti western. Have you seen Fallout?" I was like, "Boy, have I."
Welcome back to the Cinema So Far podcast, the podcast where good friends talk about great cinema. And today we are talking about Fallout Season 2, Episode 8, titled The Strip. It's the season finale for this show. And
Finale, baby.
yeah, and I'm your host, James. And today we have our co-host, Sid.
Daddy's job is complicated, sweetie.
And we have Travis.
Well, a plan is hard, but chaos is easy.
And speaking of chaos, it's been kind of a chaotic couple of weeks, which is why we're putting the episode out a little bit later than usual. And we don't have the usual suspects on this episode because it was just a little bit of a conflict with scheduling. So we'll catch up with Paul and Alex at some other time. I'm sure we'll talk about Fallout. And who knows?
They're here in spirit.
Yeah.
We will miss Paul of Duty and Alex so far.
That's right.
Yeah, they'll be back.
I wonder if he knows I call him that. I don't think he even knows that.
That's like a rad nickname, so
Yes.
I'm sure he'd be happy about it. But so this is a season finale, guys, and I can go ahead and go into what I think about it. But what did you think about this episode?
Well, hot dog. I sure am happy with how it wrapped up. I felt like it really gave us a conclusion. And I mean, it'll probably be a while before we get season 3, but overall, I don't know if we're going to do ratings, but I would say 4 out of 5 for this season.
4 thumbs up.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, 4 mutant thumbs up.
That's right. It
Yeah.
was pretty good closing. I agree with Sydney because the cinematography was really good this one, and a couple of good songs were placed well in this episode. It did have I think it did put a pretty good bow on a lot of the things, and then leave the door for the next chapter. And we know that potentially it is slated, but as some shows, it might not come to fruition, but we hope it does.
Yeah, I think it's greenlit for sure. I think they're definitely doing the 3rd season. It's one of the most popular shows, if not the most popular show on Prime. So I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. But yeah, I agree with you guys. Man, I feel like this season was awesome, and this finale was just the icing on the cake because, like you guys said, it closed a lot of loops. It answered a lot of questions. It completed the journey for a lot of people. I feel like Maximus is a fully different person now. Like he was just kind of he was kind of like a kid and was, really naive and didn't know much about the world, but now
he's a man.
He's a man. Exactly. And he just took care of 8 of those death claws all by himself. So there I just feel like there was a lot of people that grew. The Ghoul had a very cool journey. Lucy concluded that with her dad, and we can talk about all of that, but just the character arcs were amazing. The cinematography, again, amazing. The fight scenes were epic, and then I even got a little emotional during some of those parts when Lucy and
For sure.
and her dad are kind of there together, and he doesn't even know who she is at that point. And man, it was just a great season. And I think the best part of a finale is when you can kick the door open for the story to continue, and it just feels natural. It doesn't feel like the writers are trying to make something happen. You know what I mean? Like, it just felt like perfect progression of the story, and so I was super happy.
Not forced at all. Not forced at all.
Yeah.
But I want to tell you my thumbs up story before I forget, since the thumbs up was kind of prominent all through the seasons.
It was.
When I when I went to Mexico last summer, obviously a huge language discrepancy. So I'd be like, yeah, yeah, for sure, that sounds great. And
Oh, yeah.
they would they would go, they would snicker at me. They would. Do y'all know what that means in Mexico?
No.
Means gringos out of Mexico.
What?
Yeah.
Like,
So
This is unofficially official.
yeah.
so like this white, she's this white chick out of Mexico, but then I was like, okay, next time I go, I'm gonna do this.
Oh my gosh. Double check that one, right?
Yeah,
Is
that
there
one
Yeah,
means
maybe-
something
hand
too.
signals?
Yeah, maybe don't put that in there. I don't know, but that was my funny. That was my funny thumbs up story.
I love
That's
it.
why they were laughing at me the whole time
Yeah.
when
I
I
had
would give
no
the
idea.
thumbs up.
Well, that is a good segue, because I mean the thumbs up, like you said, was so prominent. I don't know if I could even see a thumbs up now without thinking of Cooper in his
Yeah.
blue, vault suit.
Right.
But if this is your first time watching the episode, I mean, obviously go back and watch all of our other episodes. We covered the entire show from season 1 to season 2, and how we do it here is we talk about our overall thoughts. We go into a recap, scene by scene of the episode, talk about that. And then we bring up our top moments for the episode, and if there was an MVP, someone that we really loved during the episode. And so we'll get to those here in a little bit. But let's go ahead and start with the recap. So,
Recap.
the episode opens. We open the finale on the civil war between the legions, and Kevin McAllister himself basically becomes the new Caesar or Kaiser
Kaiser.
by destroying the note that they were all fighting over. So this was, I was not expecting this. I was not expecting to go back to the Legion and, kind of see what happened there. I thought they were all going to just fight, in the Civil War, and they were just going to kill each other. But
I mean, he eats it too. It's gone.
dude, I was thinking this. I think this every time I see it on TV. Like, I don't know if I could actually just like take a piece of paper, especially one that disgusting, and actually eat it. Like,
I would.
I mean, dude, that's just like,
I'd do it right now.
It's not easy.
it's fiber, I guess, but I just can't see it
Fibrous.
happening.
It's dry.
Yeah, I always think about, like, if I'm in that situation, could I actually just totally down a piece of paper? But yeah, that
Just
was a
how
weird
he
scene.
Decides that moment to do that, just based on, the other. Was it the other commander? Like the other
Yeah, the
side
previous
guy came in and like.
Well, he was on his side. He was like
Oh,
a
he was.
fellow. Yeah, he was like
Right.
on his side in his camp, and he's like, "What did it say?"
Right. That was so funny.
He didn't bother to look at it himself. He was just trusting
I don't
that.
think he could probably read. He could read.
Yeah, maybe not. Right.
Yeah. And
yeah.
I still wondered all this time, like, what is on the Kaiser's arm? Is it like a version of a Pit Boy, like an older, because the note wasn't like secured in that thing. It was just in that little, safe
little
pouch that was
pouch.
sticking out. Somehow it didn't get destroyed in all 200 years of rain. And
Nope. It had some plot armor for sure.
I love
but
it. I am the only Kaiser. Screw you guys.
yeah.
That's what it said.
Yeah, I guess he was just like, you know what? It ends with me. I don't want anyone else to
Right.
become the Kaiser or the Caesar. So that's it. I don't know what was supposed to happen after that.
Right.
Of course, they're going to fight. But
Well, good on him. It was good to see him in that scene and have a moment.
yeah, and I guess that's why we saw it, because he's not just any other actor, right? It's Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
So, of course, he's going to come back. But I'm thinking it's going to be like more of a bigger role in the next season.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look forward to that. I would love to see more of him.
We then see the Ghoul negotiating with Robert House, and he agrees to work with him in order to both get what they want. So in this scene, basically, they're negotiating, and the Ghoul is basically threatening that he's going to destroy the diode, and
Mhm.
of course, Robert House doesn't want that, so he asks him to put on that Pit Boy, and basically they made a deal.
Yeah, and I love how that unfolds in the sense of, he's conversating with House, but like he doesn't realize, House still kind of controls everything. Yeah. And so he's like closing the door slowly, like so he might not notice. And the ghoul's
Mhm.
like, and like gets it caught right in the door, pointed
Yep.
right at it. That was
That was so cool.
so cool.
Yeah. And
Good
he's just
camera.
talking to him as he's not even looking at the door. He's just holding it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would happen if I shot this thing?
This.
And I don't know if I believe Robert House on that, because he's like, well, it's never happened before, but it's probably going to affect nearby planets or something like that. And I just, in my head, I'm just thinking, that doesn't sound scientifically accurate. I know we're talking about a fictional story here, but I don't know if I
it
believe
is
that.
the like ultimate power in a pill form.
Yeah.
So like
Mhm.
if it becomes unstable, I'm sure it could do some real damage.
Sure, but go to another planet. I mean, damage another planet. I don't know. It sounded a little BS to me, but
Yeah. Not that this AI, artificial intelligence, is in a computer, still talking to him. Like, that's
no, I
cool.
believe that 100%.
Because we're here. We're in the
Yeah.
era of AI, and like it could be.
Yeah, I believe Justin Thoreau could, be an AI.
I was thinking, are they? Oh no, I don't know why I wrote that. Though, are they at the Space Needle? Like again, I don't. I was thinking that
Yeah, I don't. That's
because
Seattle, right?
it's a represent. Isn't there one representing it in Vegas? Or it's not called the Space Needle. It's yeah. Anyways, in the
We might have to
comments,
Google.
go ahead and just chop me up for not remembering what
Let
the
us
heck
know
that
in the
was.
comments.
Yeah, we're gonna need a lot of help in the comments on this one,
Oof.
guys.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
Yes.
because I have some questions that I don't know. I couldn't really figure it out, but we'll get there. So anything else about New Vegas with the Ghoul there and Robert House?
Do you want to touch on the name game, like the
Yes.
strip?
Yeah, the strip.
I had some notes on that.
Go for it.
Literally Vegas Strip. Stripped of your title, stripped of your uniform, stripped down to the truth, and actual strippers. I don't know if y'all caught the stores in New Vegas. It was like golden porn and impersonators. It was really funny, all of the little Easter egg stores
I love
on the
that.
strip.
Wow. You know what? I was trying to catch some of them, but a lot of them just went over my head. So glad you said that. I couldn't really think of any other meanings for that.
So stripped of your memories because he got reset.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. And then Maximus stripped off the suit.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We got a few in there. Yeah, all right, great. So let's keep going with the recap then. So on the surface, Maximus and Thaddeus are still trying to contain the Death Claws, protecting the people of the city. The suit helps Maximus hold his own against them, but there's so many Death Claws that the people actually start to take bets on who's going to win the fight. And
Dude.
yeah, I'm like, dude, I mean, only in Vegas, right?
The part where Thaddeus he gets everybody to quiet down by throwing his arm down.
Yeah.
And then like his severed arm down and then shaking all those bottle caps out of his leg. He's like, I used to make money for a living. That's a good line.
Yeah, that was really good. I don't know how he keeps 500 bottle caps that are sharp as hell I mean, bottle caps are sharp, dude. Like you have one in your pocket, it's probably gonna be, annoying. But
He's got that
500.
meat on his hands. Remember?
Oh yeah.
I mean, well, that was funny because I was wondering if for you guys, if and anyone in the audience, okay, you're running away from death claws. Would you worry about your arm? Like, would you grab and carry your arm? Wait for me! Like, we're gotta go. Or would you leave it behind? But I get it. Like, I can't leave my arm. Like,
Well, maybe from his perspective, like maybe there's hope that he can
Right.
attach it again. I mean, Lucy has the
Yeah, I'm
poop
fine.
finger.
Yeah, where's the snake oil salesman when you need
Yeah.
him?
For real. He already did his damage.
Attach that arm back.
Yeah. Well, now he's working with Hank,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
That was funny. That was funny. And this scene opens, it's in the background. This is one of those songs. It's called "It's a Good Day" by Perry Como, with Mitchell Ayers and his orchestra, the Rat Charles Singers. I hadn't heard the whole group name of that song origin, so
sounds old timey as hell.
Pretty cool. Yeah, I love that they throw all these classic songs in there.
Yeah, the songs are always on point, especially when like an old timey song comes on like during a fight scene.
Yeah, it's a good day, and Maximus is just like, "Here we go."
Yeah, hot dog.
I heard somebody at Guitar Center today talking about the music from Fallout. They're like, "Oh, that old spaghetti western. Have you seen Fallout?" I was like, "Boy, have I!"
Well, let me tell you, get your phone,
and you need to like and subscribe.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Man.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that was a cool scene. I just thought it was funny that Thaddeus is waving his arm, trying to get people to run, as if they weren't going to run anyway. Like,
and then
you really need to do that.
They all run, and then they go inside a shop, and it's just glass window. Like they just all get inside, and they're like, "We're safe. Like, we'll just watch from here. We're fine."
Yeah, man. They were really, I think, doomed if Maximus wasn't there, obviously. But the fact that they were just like placing bets was just hilarious. I mean, I guess you can bet on anything.
But Thaddeus rises up and gets up on the roof and shoots him with his foot.
Another foot, gun related, maneuver there. It was the snake oil salesman first. He didn't really pull the trigger, but Thaddeus did.
I loved it.
Was that in this scene, or is that later? I'm losing it.
It's a little bit. It's a little bit later, but it's fine.
Okay.
I mean,
all right. Okay.
We all remember that foot because, dude, it
can't forget it.
Yeah, it had some wear and tear on that thing. Yeah, it was gross foot stuff. But okay. Anything else on that scene?
If you're into feet, let us know in the comments.
Oh boy.
Yeah, if you got turned on by Thaddeus shooting that rifle, let us know.
Yeah, chime in.
Yeah, really. We got some websites to point you to. All right, so next,
in that he does tell that guy, he's like, "I wish somebody would do something," or like somebody could do something.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I just couldn't believe how like everyone was just watching. I mean, what are they going to do? But no one was even trying. Even the dude with the shotgun, the bartender, he cocks the shotgun and he still just kind of stands there and doesn't really do anything because no one else was going out there with him. So, that I think that shows the growth from Thaddeus, right? Like Thaddeus and Maximus have this bond now, and he's stepping up. He's not running away from stuff anymore. So it was cool to see.
They're my favorite.
Yeah.
Those two. My favorite duo.
Yeah. Best duo for sure. Funniest at least. All right. So next, deep inside Vault-Tec's control room, where Lucy finally sees what's been running the world, a severed, still living head that's wired into the system. It's Congresswoman Diane Welch. And she's barely conscious, but she's begging Lucy to kill her. And after a moment of hesitation, Lucy does it, and it seems to shut everything down.
Oof, this scene, I was like, "Oh my god, I can't take it." Everybody, Lu Lucy's having to mercy kill everybody
Yeah. And she said that
in her
too.
pretty yellow dress
She's like, "Why does
and
everyone want me to
combat boots.
Yeah. She's like,
Why
"Why does
does
everyone want me to kill him?"
Just running around with the crowbar.
That's what I was wondering. Would you guys smack the head or would you just unplug it? Like I would just unplug it. Like
Just pull the feeding tube out of her mouth.
yeah, like it's just like
I
Where
was
are the theatrics in that? Come
right.
on.
Yeah, you're right. And it was just so weird because I'm thinking like, okay, there's a tube going into her mouth. It's feeding a head. Like, where's
I don't even
that
know what that was
going?
doing.
How is she talking? She doesn't even have any lungs.
Just the voice box.
This is where we draw the line. This is where we need logic
Not
to come in.
happening.
Yeah,
This
too
is
far.
Yeah.
Too far.
ridiculous.
No, but that was I was really wondering what was going to happen when the last episode ended on her discovering the head there.
Right.
And dude, it was just sad. I mean, Diane Welch was a great person, you know, probably a decent congresswoman. She trusted the president and Hank and you know, whoever else, basically just sold her out, decapitated her, and used her niceness as a way to control a bunch of other people.
Mhm.
Like twisted.
Hank mentions later that she has the most popular personality, Myers-Briggs type.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have y'all ever taken one of those tests, the Myers-Briggs?
Yeah.
Is that what we took at the company we worked with together? Or
It was
it
a
a similar?
I think it was a similar one, but there's so many of them.
Mhm.
We probably
Yeah,
did take the
I'm
Myers-Briggs, but I don't
I
remember
mean, I
what it
wouldn't
was.
remember. I don't remember, but
Yeah.
it's just kind of fun
I
to
thought
take
that
those
was hilarious.
quizzes.
Yeah, it's like corporate astrology or something. Like
Exactly.
uh, but
Enneagram.
yeah. I don't I mean, I don't know what that personality type that she was, but I guess it was like just a docile, you know, not, you know, whenever backed into a corner, they're not going to fight kind of
Mhm.
person. I don't know. But that was Diane Welch
Mhm.
for sure. So,
Shout out to
um,
Diane Welsh.
yeah. So this was one of the
Shout
things
out.
I was confused about. And let me know in the comments if you guys don't know. But I could have swore that Hank said the reason that people are so nice when they put those devices, when they chip them up, is because of Diane's personality that's like feeding to it. So
Mhm.
whenever she smashes and kills the head, how are people still like, how is their personality still intact? I don't understand. Like I would have thought everyone would have kind of like snapped out of it.
Did we
Um,
see anything after?
well,
I don't know if we really saw the
like maybe
This
keyboard.
is
everyone kind of
something
reverted back.
It just I don't know if it ever even cut back to those. Did they?
I think they just cut back to the
Okay.
one, you know, the Legion guy, the big Legion guy that started to attack Lucy. But yeah, he
He
wasn't
was controlled
nice.
differently.
Yeah, he wasn't his sweet, you know, mind controlled self. He was there to
Just
do
mind
Hank's
controlled.
bidding.
I
Yeah.
think you're just mind controlled when it's not you're not being fed when you're not being transmitted the data.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, you're right, because I don't think we saw everyone with those jolly personalities after that happened. So yeah, maybe it did.
interesting. That was something that went over my severed head. I didn't
Nice.
I didn't catch that. Well, this is where we need Alex so far, the lore whore, to chime in.
Well, I wonder if this was even like in the existing lore or if this is like just for the show. I don't
Not
know.
sure. Not sure.
I'll bug him about it. I'll call him up and just be like, "Hey, please talk Fallout with me."
Yeah. Oh, that does remind me of over that weekend that we were watching that finale, there was on Steam, the game platform where you can download and play games. Um, there was Fallout 76 was like free to play for like 5 days, and I was gonna give it a run and just see, or like maybe live stream gameplay or something. Maybe bring that into the channel at some point. But I didn't end up getting to play it. But I just thought it was very interesting because the Fallout 76 like header banner in Steam was like a drawing style of Goggins as the ghoul on. So I thought it was interesting that
Interesting.
they like took a newer thing and like put it on the older game.
Yeah, they like adapted the game from the show.
Yeah, but the game was out, so part of that lure stuff, I was just wanted to see a little bit about the game and the backstory and how that stuff was working. But I
Well,
don't remember if 76 is before New Vegas or if it's came out. It came out before New Vegas, I believe.
well, maybe we
So,
can be playing. Maybe some of us can play it before the season 3
yeah. One of them
starts
I
up
know
again.
is like a multi MMO, which is like a massive multiplayer online type of. So I don't know if that one is one that I would want to play per se versus storyline based, which is I think where I can't. Here we are. I'm trying to talk about it, but I don't know if New Vegas was the one that's online or if
Right.
76 is the online one. I could jamie it up right here.
Hey, hey, get at us
That's
in the
something I
comments.
would that's something I would love to see. I love watching walkthroughs and
Mhm.
gameplay. It's interesting to think how the show now is gonna influence the video game in some
Mhm.
way. Like you were saying,
Yeah. 76 is
how
the
it's kind of
multiplayer
adapted
one.
to
So
the
it's kind of like Red Dead Redemption Online, which so you can like get on there, you build a character on there, but you do fight and interact with other people. So
Yeah. And
Mhm.
speaking of one of the homies, Chris, he has a
Shout out
podcast.
Chris.
Yeah, Drink Until You podcast, and he's playing Red Dead Redemption and doing a lot of that stuff on his channel as well.
yeah.
So check that out. Subscribe to him. All right.
Drinking Till You podcast.
Yeah, which we're doing right now. So back to the recap. Elsewhere, Norm narrowly survives an attack from Buds and the Rad Roaches inside Vault-Tec headquarters. He finds Claudia, and the two leave the vault together with no clear plan. They just know that they can't stay. And this was a crazy scene.
The gruesome scene from the rad roaches just made my skin crawl. And it just so happens Claudia barely survived.
Yes.
I love
Oh,
it.
dude. I kind of I hate when shows do that where it's like everyone is dead except for one person.
The one you want to
And
survive.
they don't explain how, or they don't show how it happened. Um, but yeah, I did like the irony that I think his name was Ronnie, the guy that
Right.
was like really pissed at Norm.
Right.
If he would have just let Norm into the room immediately, they could have closed the door and everyone would have survived. But it was because he like tried to keep him out and then couldn't close the door fast enough. That's when everyone got killed. So, I mean, not a great leader.
Right. That's
You know what I
exactly
mean?
where I wrote same as well, the irony of it. And that they were, it's still, he was still kind of oblivious and trying to follow this, like, you know, because they've only been out for like a week in their mind, right? Like,
Yeah.
and so they're just kind of oblivious and, they're young, they haven't been through anything yet. And he's still trying to like keep this like power trip in
But
that moment.
I like how oblivious the girl was when the elevator door opens and she's like, oh, it doesn't look too bad. Ah!
That's what I was going to ask you. Would you be the first to peer in there? Would you step up and be like, what's down there?
I'd be like, hey, Travis, what does that look like over there?
Oh,
I'm gonna go
Oh,
get the raid.
yeah.
though the way they were dragging Norm off to like face down. What?
Yeah, that was weird. But Norm, I mean, he survived because I guess he like hid under a desk or something as everyone was getting attacked, and um, yeah, that was something that kind of bugged me a little bit. I know they have to do something, but I just wish they would have made it a little bit more believable as to how Claudia would have survived that, you know. And then even at the end of the
That's what I said.
episode, I'm thinking, why is Norm dragging her on like a pallet or something? Like, did her legs get bitten? Or, I mean, she just seemed to be a little out of it, but there was no obvious, like, you know, cuts or bites or anything. She was just a little scratched up. So I don't know.
Just dead weight in the wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
Just coming with me.
He was just doing the, drag your girlfriend workout.
Yeah. I mean, he's saving the cute girl, right? He's trying to.
Yeah, maybe it's just like a heroic moment for Norm, I guess. I get they just had to show that, but yeah, I thought that was a little, I don't know, a little goofy.
Right.
But you can't be perfect. So, anything else on that scene? I mean, we got to see the rad roaches do some damage. I feel like they've been teasing that all season.
I would like to move past the rad roaches, please. let's move on.
All right, moving.
I want to never think about them again.
PTSD.
Yeah, really. Okay, so moving on. The ghoul continues to search for his family. He follows one last lead of his own. Guided by Robert House's systems, he finds the cryogenic pods labeled with Barbara and Janie's names and discovers they're empty. Just before leaving, he finds a postcard in Barbara's handwriting that Colorado was a great idea. It's proof that they survived, and it gives him a new direction, so he heads east. By the way, guys, the recap, I had to do it this way because I swear, like, they were cutting to a new scene every 30 seconds or so. Like, it was
I feel
it
you.
was so hard to kind of go from one scene to the next. So I kind of just recapped it all together. Please forgive me.
This was one of my gripes for this show. Is just kind of what's going on? Just trying to keep up. But this scene where the ghoul is up on the pods and he has Robert House in his ear, it really again reminded me like the end of a video game. Like that's such triumphant feeling, like you've reached the end, and he really, is still holding out hope, and I find that really endearing.
Yeah, it's almost like he was afraid to even have hope until that moment. Like that's when he actually was able to hope that he was able to see his family again, because there was proof now that they were actually alive, even if it was just a postcard. So that was just, yeah, that was a powerful scene. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the way it was edited because it really kept the momentum. It really kept you guessing. But damn, it's hard to recap.
For the
Hundreds of years, and finally,
Yeah, that
the
line was
pods.
really good. For the first time in 200 long ass years, I know my family is alive.
Yeah. Yep. With that southern draw and everything. Yeah, so Colorado, huh? I mean, Travis, you want to go to Colorado all the time.
Yeah,
Seems like that they had the same idea.
that's where I've been a few times. I've got some extended family up there, and I have been a few times in the last couple of years, and still paying for those trips.
Yeah,
I
I've been
didn't
a
have
couple
500
times.
bottle caps that I could just throw on that.
Start saving your bottle caps now.
Yeah.
But yeah, Colorado, man. I'm guessing if Alex was on, he would talk about how there's a vault over there, and maybe that's part of the game lore. I really wonder what we're gonna see when we get there. Yeah. Do you guys think that he's going to find his wife and his daughter next season in Colorado?
I do, but maybe again not in the way we expect. Kind of like it left us hanging in the pods.
You think she's going to be a severed head?
Hey, the way this show's going, probably, but just I don't know. I do think so, though.
What I thought was really cool with the writing and the editing and everything is, if you guys remember, like the end of first season, we were thinking they must have had a huge falling out. He must hate her, because she's the enemy. She's working for Vault-Tec, and she it's her plan to destroy the world. And how that has come full circle, but it's not what we thought. And they actually had a very sweet, endearing moment, and he still cares really deeply for her. I don't know. That was just amazing writing, the way they took us on that journey, and it all felt natural, and like they played with their cards face up, and not it wasn't anything like tricky, going on. It was just the story wasn't fully revealed yet.
I have a huge, I think, gap. Like, what did he get arrested? Did he take the hit for her when he was getting arrested?
I I don't think he took the hit
What
for
happened?
her. I think he was just saying, make sure that when they talk to you that this was all me. Because I think what he's being charged with is like espionage or something, based on like, him handing over the diode, and like,
Okay,
all of that. Because
I get ya.
what we didn't know earlier is that Hank is actually working for the Enclave. We thought that he was just working for Vault-Tec,
Hmm.
but turns out
Mhm.
the president, all those people that arrested him, um, whoever is in that giant building that we see at the end of the episode, that's the Enclave. And so that's the real big bad, and they arrested him on some trumped up charges. But I think that's what happened. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's what it felt like just from a couple of watches.
Okay. Thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah, I probably just lied to you, but
Well, and it
Let
feels,
us know in the comments.
tell us. Well, it feels like it's kind of representative maybe of today, but you get your tinfoil hat on. But just this like elite power, this ultimate power that's still in the background, controls everything, and is like still kind of the puppet master of everything, even though we think we have control.
Mhm.
And it just is interesting to see how that plays out.
Yep.
For sure.
And we'll see how the rest of the episode plays out. Let's keep going with the recap. So, in a flashback, we learn that Stephanie charmed Hank to the point of getting him to propose in one night, and to ask that she work for Vault-Tec, since she's overqualified to simply be a maid. We also see Robert House try to warn Cooper about the Enclave just before he gets arrested right in front of Barbara. So, yeah. So, I mean, this was another big mystery that we had, which is like, how did Stephanie get into the vaults? If you remember the last episode, Hank was in like a laundry basket or something that she just,
Mhm.
wheeled out. And then the next time we see him, they're engaged. And, Hank is like, oh, my parents are going to kill me. But dude, Stephanie has like crazy power of persuasion. I mean, she's obviously a hottie, but I mean, to get him to propose in one night, dude.
You took the words out of my mouth. The power of persuasion, the way with words. She she gets what she wants.
Yeah. Suddenly, I don't feel like Chet is such a pushover. I feel like she's just on another level.
Yeah.
Very dominating.
Yeah. The power of the P.
Yep. Persuasion.
Yeah.
That must be what you meant. They were just talking all night, Travis. That's what they
Oh my
said. So,
God.
but yeah, and it was funny how like Barb, is like, okay, congrats.
Yeah.
And then Hank is like, oh, Coop, you're a hell of a wingman. Like,
Oh my word.
because he was all drunk and
Oh
drugged
my
up.
God.
So
Yeah.
I don't think he even knew what happened. He just woke up with Stephanie there taking care of him, I guess.
Golly.
And then they were like, "Oh, we're leaving a couple winners. We're leaving a couple of winners." Yeah.
Yep. And then all those phones start ringing, and, everything kind of changes from there. So, yeah. Do you guys believe Robert House when he's trying to warn Cooper about the Enclave? Do you think he's secretly playing another game, or any thoughts there? I was
I
wondering.
bel I believe him. I don't think he had anything to do with his arrest. I do. I believe him.
All
Mm.
right. I can't wait to bring this up again when we talk about that final scene, the one that you didn't see yet, Sid, but I'll tell you what happened, and then
Okay.
we'll talk about that. Back in Vegas, Maximus continues to battle with the Death Claws, even getting some assistance from Thaddeus putting his feet to good use. So we talked about this a little bit, but man, I can't get enough of Thaddeus. I wish he was in every episode, and he just, I don't know, I think he was like the only comic relief in the whole episode.
Pretty much.
I can see that. Yeah. Have y'all segue here? Have y'all seen the snake oil salesman like fake talk show?
Yeah.
A little bit. I
This
got to go back and watch some more.
Yeah, oh my god, y'all have to see it. And he was getting interviewed today. It's not on his fake talk show, but they brought up like, why do you look like this? And it was him with the freaking gun in his mouth, like and he was went into explaining like he was about to end it all with his foot. So
Yeah. Okay. Send that to me. I got to watch that.
okay. Yeah,
it's
I will.
I was just trying to watch them with my cousin, and I think he was struggling to enjoy them. They're pretty they're pretty rough. Like, it makes no sense. It has
Wait,
no concept,
is your
like, no
cousin watching
context.
the show too?
Yeah,
Or
we've been
okay.
watching the show together.
Um,
I have just a super lowbrow sense of
Yeah.
humor.
No, it's a
Just-
it's a rep it's a spinoff, like, of a Between Two Ferns,
mhm.
but, like, even more just like, "What?"
Yeah, I love it. I love that show, so I'm sure I'm gonna love this one. What did you
Uh-oh, you
guys?
gotta keep us on track, James.
Yeah, what did you guys think of the battle? Because, dude, I mean, it seemed like the special effects were just flawless,
Mhm.
and death claws are blowing up or getting shot. It was just I don't know, it was brutal. I loved it.
That was really uh, I mean, that just got me so hyped to see people coming in to help Max out and start start taking care of business, blowing them up. That was really cool.
I think it was like it was cool that he had like an upgraded suit because, and I wonder about this in the game. Like, do you actually get to fight in that suit? You
Mhm.
know, that's like the most powerful suit that we've seen so far,
With the rockets in it, and
dude. Yeah, the
it was
blades on the arms and
I think it
Mhm.
was definitely retrofitted with those, like, after, because it's an NCR branded one.
right.
They added those things. He added stuff, to the suit.
I'm wondering if that's how all of the NCR suits are, though, or for that one, if that one was just on its own. Because I think whenever they found it, that was the only suit there, I believe.
I mean, they seem pretty excited about that suit.
Right.
So,
Well, it was in the Ghoul stash, and I think the Ghoul obviously had kinda like the pick of the litter of just stuff that was left from the Fallout, so
Yeah, I
that he
think
just
so.
kinda, like, accumulated, I think, into that storage, warehouse. I wanted to say, though, on stepping back on that, an interesting thing in my notes here is about the Freesiders betting. Just kinda had that whole scene unfolded with him
Hmm.
just releasing the caps from whoever knew where he stored them.
Release the
Like,
caps.
yeah, it just is interesting because 'cause we're in a time right now where, this is kind of taking over mainstream right now. Is this It's like it didn't matter that they could all just die, but they just all start, like, taking bets, right? There's a app out there I might have mentioned before, but like Kalshi, or there's Polymarket out there where you can bet and speculate on anything and everything now, and it's legal in all 50 states now. So it's just funny because I've been staying away from the app because I think I'd lose a bunch of money betting on stuff,
oh,
but
we're we got to send you to Gamblers
yeah,
Anonymous,
for
Travis. Be
sure.
careful.
Keep your caps.
I mean, you let it ride all on black.
Yeah.
So I just thought there are a lot of things where they're like, it's kind of parallel to things that are going on in today's society, even though it's like the extreme angle of it from the show. But it's like we're kind of living a lot of this right now.
So much of it, dude. Like so much of it. Like the whole America Canada thing,
Mhm.
the attitude of like billionaires and people like you said
Right.
behind the scene power, a real
Who's in
politic.
control
Yeah. Um
and, who's gonna get the water, who can use the highway. I
Yeah.
really feel like just there's some sinister power at play,
Exactly.
IRL.
yeah. But the writing is just so good because I feel like whenever a show is trying to do something like that or a movie is trying to say, comment on what's going on in the world, it just feels really heavy-handed. But in this show, it feels perfect. I mean, they do it just so seamlessly. Um and it's entertaining and you still care about the characters and it doesn't feel like you're being preached to. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So,
Very artistic.
yeah. So, just well done and it's almost too good because you end up starting to think about real life like, oh, like this is actually going on right now. But
Mhm.
back in Vault Tech HQ, Hank steps in and tells the full truth. The chip was never about controlling the wasteland, it was about controlling Lucy. His plan is to implant a refined version into her. But before he can act, the ghoul arrives, wipes out Hank's remaining protection, basically throws a knife in the back of that dude's head and leaves Lucy with a choice. And, basically Hank's fate is up to her. So I remember when I was watching this scene, and again, it was edited where there were a lot of scenes in between this, but it felt like Lucy was getting choked. And then just right at that time, they show the ghoul just like barely walking up to the building. So I didn't think he was going to make it. I didn't think he was going to save her. So that was kind of a surprise.
Mhm. And the way
I
he's
thought it was so cool. Yeah, when he slid her that gun and he was like, it's not up to me. It it'd be more than your ass bleeding out right now."
Yeah. Okay. That was a callback,
Mhm.
right? Because he was getting pissed off at her in the beginning of the season for shooting people in the leg or shooting them in the butt, but now he did it because I think
Mhm.
again, like Lucy's definitely rubbing off on him.
well, yeah, well, it's definitely he was honoring her with the like, this is your thing, and the
Mhm.
fact that it was a Derringer, which is usually like a little pistol that the women would like have in their old like in their sock or like in their boot or something in a little
Yeah.
clutch. I thought that was pretty cool that it was one of those.
Yeah, that was cool. And what was that line he said? Like, what say you, Volty? Like when
Yeah.
he's asking her, it's your choice. You can decide whether you want to kill him or not. Of
Mhm.
course she didn't, and I didn't think she ever would. But we'll get to that what happens. But
Yeah, and my notes
um,
are a little all over the place too, but I do see here this scene. I like how they had was House talking under the scene as
yeah,
that was unfolding,
yeah.
and I
I mean,
like
House
how
was
that.
talking under like a lot of
Yeah,
scenes.
I like how that was that they did cut it that way.
Yeah, and then Hank is like, here's this little, this tiny little control device, and I don't know if you guys caught this, but I believe he's basically saying there are people in the wasteland that are already being controlled, and you just don't know it.
Because that model's
He
already
was
been
saying
rolled out.
the wasteland was the experiment.
Yes, and that all you
Mhm.
would see is maybe a tiny little scar. So I think that's going to be a big part of season 3, and maybe it's part of the game lore. I don't know, but that's going to be interesting because you're not going to be able to know who to trust at that point.
And they would still be they are controlled, but I think the programming has already been implemented, like already implanted. It's not they're not receiving like orders still, maybe.
I think so because all those machines that Diane Welch was hooked up to, they were all running. So and Hank said that it's been going on. I think he said like it's been set in motion 200 years ago.
Hmm.
So I think you're right.
Isn't this mind control device again kind of adjacent to what's happening in the real world, like injecting or implanting something in our brains and tracking what we think?
Damn.
Have y'all noticed every
The
every time
neurochip.
you think of something, yeah, every time you think of something, it just pops up on the phone. You don't even have to say it out loud.
That is funny.
Are we chipped? We don't even
Uh,
know it.
well,
I
this is
don't
all a
know, just
simulation.
some tinfoil hat stuff.
Yeah, we don't even have the full conspiracy theorists on this pod. I mean, I
Right.
feel like Alex and Paul usually come in with all of that stuff, but yeah,
Mhm.
it is it's a little close to home for sure.
I mean, humans are the product related to society today. We are what make this whole thing work. Like humans at consuming in all kinds of manners, right? This is just how the system works. We consume. We take things in with our eyes. We eat. We consume, use stuff. And if we don't do that, the world is not turning. Like it's not the world we've built is not operating. Because that's what our will is built to do. It's like we're the machine. We just do all the stuff, and to be on the system, and do this, take these meds, and why do you have to take these medications? Oh, it's because we give you bad food, and I try to bring a little conspiracy into there for you.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, we're just hamsters on the wheel, Okay, so getting back. Meanwhile, Maximus, his suit of armor is so damaged, he's forced to get out and get out of it to fight. Basically, he picks up a roulette wheel and a pool stick, and that impresses the bartender. Just as he's about to get attacked, the NCR shows up to help kill the rest of the Death Claws. What were you guys thinking when you were watching this part? Did you think he was actually going to try to do something with that pull cue? Do you feel like he was just going to get ripped apart?
Well, yes.
I mean, respect. Respect. He was not gonna go down without a fight. With his makeshift shield and, you know, um, at least something to put some distance in between them, a pool stick, and it was just really a heartwarming moment when everybody stepped up to have his back. So why didn't y'all? You had to wait till the last minute till he
Yeah,
was about to die.
you had to wait for the suit to be all destroyed.
Well, I think it
Mhm.
kind of was like an homage to kind of his namesake from the 300, and the way that scene that they framed it, the way he like was coming up, and it was like a silhouette. It looked like kind of Roman, like the of Spartans, right? Right, like he was like ready to do the battle and stand up and take charge.
And I think that was kind of symbolic too, because remember, like when he was a kid, he was saved by a knight in armor.
Mhm.
And him, I think, taking the armor off and still wanting to fight, I think was just showing like his true character. Like he still wanted to be a hero, even though he's kind of, disenfranchised with the whole knights and the brotherhood and all that. He's done with that. And now he sees that there's still good people in the world, because he was talking about that before, but it's not the brotherhood. It's the NCR.
They're calling back to the name, stripped of your armor, really stripped down his true character. So I was happy to see Max's true character because it was so up in the air at first. Like, do we like him? Do we not?
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
in the end, he really showed up.
he did.
Thaddeus got to shine again. I mean, I thought it was so funny. He was just like, I got to reload.
Yeah.
But he's like aiming, and
He's
he's
doing
like,
his best.
and then like, boom, the shot happens, and then Maximus looks up at him, and he's like,
It wasn't me.
over there.
Yeah.
And
He
that
had the
awesome
shaggy
shot
defense.
of the
It wasn't me.
NCR just person. We don't even know who it is, but just how they that just starts like and just taking out the Death Claws.
Yeah, that second shot, he like blew the horn off of it. Like
I
that
love
was
that.
cool. That was really cool. Okay, so getting back to the recap, Lucy walks Hank outside at gunpoint, ready to serve justice. That's what Lucy's all about, justice. As they discuss the vaults and the wasteland, Hank resets himself with the control device he had in his pocket, making him forget everything he knew, including his own daughter, Lucy. So, man, gut
Oh,
punch.
I was trying not to cry during this scene. I mean, it was so shocking that he pressed the button on himself.
Yeah. And could you imagine? I mean, like that has to be just devastating for your parent to not remember you anymore. Um, and the fact that he had his own device and he was just hiding it the whole time,
Right.
just waiting for the right moment.
I wasn't sure if he already had a mind control device on him, or did she, like,
He
did
must
she put it
have.
on him? Did she know how to put it? Like, does it take knowledge of where to and how to apply it? I kind of like got lost on that little part. Like, how did?
Yeah, I don't think they explained that because they didn't show
Mhm.
her putting it on him, but she had the device in her hand too. So,
When sh when he was walking in front of her, you could see something in the back of his neck.
Mhm.
oh, okay. Okay, I missed that.
Uh-huh.
I got to get a better
Yeah,
TV.
I
So
can't
maybe that
remember
was
but
it.
if it was the little one or a bigger one, right? If it was the one he had in his hand, she put it on him
It
or
must have
not.
been the
That I
small one,
didn't.
right?
Maybe I'm
It
questioning it
looked
too
like
much.
a stitch, like a couple stitches,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
not sure.
She learned surgery real quick. Just
Hey, she's a fast learner. So after realizing what she's lost, Lucy reunites with Maximus on the strip, where it becomes clear to both of them that Caesar or Kaiser's legion is marching toward New Vegas. And yeah, that was a touching scene for them to reunite.
Thank the Lord that Max showed up in that moment.
yeah. That
I
was really good.
mean, that just such an emotional moment. I mean, she needed somebody, some support. And here comes Max against all odds.
Yep. I mean, they wanted to find each other. So glad they finally did, and they're I think going to be teamed up for the next season. So I'm really excited about that.
Yes.
All right, so back in the vaults, Stephanie uses Hank's Pit Boy credentials to contact the Enclave and calmly announces that Phase 2 is active, confirming Vault-Tech's plans are not really over. We see the base of the Enclave, and they've been listening the whole time. You can tell by all of the messages that were coming through. Um, so yeah, this was kind of like the first time we're actually seeing what the Enclave is, somewhat. I mean, it's the building at least, and we finally figured out what was in the box. I was not expecting
What's
that.
it?
Right.
What's in the box?
Dude, that was crazy. That was a full blacked out Pit Boy, and it looked like an upgrade. Like
Oh yeah.
it looked dope.
That is like an Enclave Pit Boy, right? So
I
it was very
guess,
specific
yeah,
order.
yeah.
During this scene, I really thought they were gonna close with Stephanie as the bride with the eye patch, like paging in on the Pit Boy. But no,
Yeah,
there's more to it. I was like, this is it. This is the end. But no, there's more.
yeah, just a little bit more, but but yeah, I thought it was interesting that you could hear all of the messages. They were listening the whole time to everything, and so they're the big bad of the show, and to have them just revealed in the finale of the second season is crazy. I mean, there's so much story.
Mm, definitely.
And we'll
Yowza.
yeah, we'll get to any predictions we might have about that, but the ending is the season basically ends with Caesar's or Kaiser's Legion closing in on New Vegas. Vault Tech is moving into its next phase. Lucy and the Ghoul are off, on their own missions, and it's gonna be a war. The war is basically already started, and that's where we end until we get to the final after credit scene.
It's going to be a war, and it's all my fault.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that. That's season 2.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I don't know what Maximus says, but it was just kind of like, yeah,
That's the
I said, yeah,
wasteland.
well, welcome to the wasteland.
yep.
Hmm.
Oh,
So,
man.
And scene.
and scene. So let me tell you what happens at the very. So if you haven't seen this, whoever's watching right now, um, after the credits, there's one final scene where Dane brings in a relic to. I can't not remember his name. Whoever,
Quintus.
yeah, Quintus from the Brotherhood, and it's blueprints. He lays it out on the table, and he's basically like, "It's on now," and it looks like a giant robot, like a
Yeah.
Voltron slash Megazord slash Pacific Rim type of type of robot. And I guess this is like a big deal in the games. I don't really know much about it, but what was interesting is if you like zoom in on the blueprint, it says that it's made by like Robco
Hmm.
and a few other companies. So I think Robert House is involved somehow. But I don't know. I have no idea. I'm
Right.
not going to try and spoil myself with it until I talk to Alex, of course.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is
I
like,
have to go back and catch it.
yeah, I don't know. Because trying to prepare for the show again tonight, like reading these, finale, like articles about it. And I'm reading a part here and it says what that is, but I don't know if that's what we want to, but I don't know for sure. So I don't want to say it. And but it looks like it had Fallout fans leaping from their seats when they saw that blueprint. So
Yeah. Yeah. I hear
can't
it's a
wait.
big deal. I just don't know what that is. So,
Man, it's amazing that how this show and the video game has built such a community. I mean, there's a whole universe around Fallout. Um, I just really appreciate the fandom. I think that's cool.
Mm,
yeah. And again, I've never played the game, but man, I love the world. I love the lore that is in this game and in this show, and can't wait to come back to it. So, with that, does anyone have a top moment, something that they just really loved from the episode? It could have been something that made you want to, do a fist pump or get up out of your chair. What do you guys think?
For sure, the Ghoul sliding Lucy the gun and just seeing where that goes. It was really surprising to see how far they both have come. He could have just ended it right there, but gave her the choice.
yeah. For me, definitely was Maximus's scene when he gets out of the suit and just like stands with pride and just ready to, okay, if this is it, here I go. And I wanted to say, I did put it in the notes that I didn't realize at first it was a roulette wheel that he
Hmm.
picked up, and that's what he
Yeah,
was like. I'm like, those aren't like light. That's not. He just grabs that and go. I love
that
that
was
scene.
Vegas as hell.
Yes.
Yeah,
What about you, James?
I think you know I really like the fight scene with Maximus and the death claws, but I think the character moment of Lucy and Hank and just how that all wrapped up, because we've been it's been building since episode 1. That's been kind of the through line, and so I feel like whenever that happened, it was a great character moment. And yeah, anytime something like tugs at my heartstrings, it doesn't happen very often, but it leaves a impression. So I loved it.
Yeah.
All right. And then what about the MVP? Who do you think like really crushed it? And we could even open it up to this season. But like, who's your favorite character, or who do you think was just doing a great job with their acting?
I'm gonna say Lucy, Ella Purnell. Just shout out Ella Purnell at this last episode. Really kind of reminded me that this is mainly her story, and really enjoyed following her story and excited to see where it goes too. So, Lucy.
Excellent choice.
Well, I think for me that it became I didn't like him at first, but Thaddeus, I think, became MVP for me just based on I need comedic relief. I love it in shows like this. So for him to bring it so heavy with that, like they gave him the writing, they gave him a lot of good lines, and he
Yeah.
really played it well. And so, what's that actor's name?
Johnny Pemberton.
Johnny Pemberton.
Yeah. And I wonder how much he improv, because he's like a really great improver too.
Yeah.
But yeah, funniest part of the show. I think for me,
Is this normal? And his mouth like on his shoulder.
yeah, just doing some Ghoul stuff.
Yeah.
I think for me it was Maximus, because I genuinely did not like his character at first, and kind of all through the first season and even some of second season, but he really turned around, and it's he became like the hero of the story, and just really wanting to help people, protect people, and I think whenever we saw like where he came from, his family, and yeah, I don't know, it was just like a complete 180 for me, and so I feel like he had the biggest impact. So yeah, he's going to be one of my favorites going into season 3. Speaking of season 3, is there anything you guys are anxious to see? A question you want to have answered? What are you expecting?
Well,
I mean, the for sure hanger for me is just how the Ghoul is gonna reunite with his family, but I don't have any predictions. I mean, I really don't. But that's my biggest exciting thing for season 3.
I thought it was, I will say, in the essence of the characters that I did like, kind of tying back to what we just said here, but as a runner-up kind of character for me would be, I do relate with Chet. Like I really wanted Chet to have some shine there, and he was like starting to let me down and piss me off. And then he kind of rallies up at the end, and he kind of like, yeah, let's get her, yeah. And like, so I'm like, I would kind of do that too. Like I'm like,
but I think he was even like maybe looking around like, is this how everyone else died in the other vault? Like, it was kind of a similar situation, right? Death to management.
So I gotta see. I want to know. Okay, well, Stephanie's. Yeah, we don't know. Is she gonna get out of this room? Are they gonna, this is gonna be interesting to try to see how the original part of the story, 31, 2, and 3. What's gonna happen to the rest of that vault?
And I wonder if they're going to fill in any of those gaps, because like some of the questions I had was like, how is Moldaver and Stephanie young? Like they were from 200 years ago too.
Yeah.
How did Stephanie end up, like, she was married to Hank, but then Hank has another wife and then has kids with that other wife? Maybe while Stephanie was frozen, I guess. I don't know.
So.
I just wonder if they're going to explain any of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. They might not.
She hadn't been out of cryo long. A year or two, probably.
Couldn't have been, right? And she was already married to someone else too, who got killed.
Barb was already out, and Hank was already out of cryo. So like there were 4 or 5, 6 people that were out of cryo already, operating within the vaults.
Another question I had, if you guys remember, all those dead bodies and blood everywhere when Chet and Norm discovered that other vault, I think it was Vault 32.
Mm-hmm.
How did that get cleaned up? Like we still don't know how all of that got cleaned up. It was cleaned up the very next day, but all we know of is Betty, who kind of knew, but I don't think she was doing all of that herself. So how did that happen? How did all of that get cleaned up?
Well, there's 5 or 6 of them are out of 31, living amongst the rest.
Potentially, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they didn't show us that, so that's just speculation, and I don't know if they're going to ever go back to it. but we'll
It's
see.
interesting. You said Moldaver. I
I
forgot
hope.
all about her. It's like they didn't even cover her whole crew in the ending. Like,
no, well, I mean, she's dead
I
now,
hope so.
but they could have like
right.
they could do like a flashback and have her in the next season, I guess.
Yeah.
But
I actually forgot she died.
yeah, she did. All right.
We'll leave you with that. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining us for the season finale of Fallout. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you like that, please like and subscribe and drop us a 5-star review wherever you're listening. It really helps us out a lot, and we really appreciate it. If you're movie and TV nerds like we are, I suggest you hit that notification bell. Let us know in the comments what you thought of this season, any predictions you have for next season. As always, who's your MVP, top moment, everything.
Hell,
So
answer those questions we've been asking. We're kind of
Yes.
confused on some stuff. Help us out.
yes, please drop it in the comments.
Yeah.
We always love some direction and clarification. But
And give us some recommendations on another season. Like what else would you want to see us cover?
Yeah, what do you want to see? What do you want to see us talk about? Please chime in. But until next week, that's a wrap on tonight's episode of Cinema So Far.